Welcome, everybody. We have about 30 attendees tonight. Thank you so much all for being here. You can't see each other necessarily, but in fact, you will be able to see uh, um, some of the speakers. And as I say, we're having some trouble with Amy's camera, but we'll see if we can fix that without kicking her out. We're going to be very careful, though. So I want to introduce tonight again, this is the second in our mindfulness meditation series. And we're very pleased again tonight to have Amy Rutledge join us this week from California. She just moved to California, so she's coming to us from the beautiful, warm and sunny state out there. And Amy is a certified meditation instructor and was trained at the, is it the Nalanda Institute?
Yep.
Nalanda Institute of Contemplative Sciences in New York City. She teaches a variety of meditation techniques, including this one we're doing, mindfulness. She also uses creative visualization and sound meditation using Tibetan singing bowls. She also teaches and practices other holistic techniques to help people live mindful and healthy life. So, so thank you again, Amy, for being here. I will let people know this session is being recorded so that we can put it up on our website. We will be creating a web page, a link to the library site about mindfulness and meditation. And Amy last week shared a number of resources with us that we will also be putting on that page. So without further ado, let's go, and we will be answering questions afterwards. So without further ado, Amy Rutledge.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I can't start my video, and that's okay, because all you need to do is hear my voice. Thank you so much to the Nevins Library, to Krista, to Barbara for you having me. I'm really honored and grateful to be here with you all from across the country. And what's really awesome about technology is that we could create this space from literally all over the country now to come together to join, to learn about mindfulness, about self-love, compassion. So fittingly, excuse me, our practice today will be on compassion practice. So compassion is under the umbrella of mindfulness, which we practiced last week. And mindfulness can be best described as non-judgmental, loving awareness of the present moment. So just focusing our minds on what's happening right here and right now, and giving our minds a break from when we get stuck in our ruminating thoughts of the past or projecting forward to the future, which could cause us a lot of anxiety, stress, and suffering as human beings. Compassion practice and mindfulness are both from the Tibetan Buddhism path. And while this is a secular class, I just like to really honor with the deep gratitude for where these practices came from. And so with compassion practice, we will use the object of our focus using a creative visualization, and then also wishing loved ones these well wishes, which we will repeat over and over again. And so as in mindfulness, we use the breath, we use the sensations that are happening right here and right now as an anchor to ground us in the present moment. In this practice, we'll be using the creative visualization and these well wishes. So it's kind of like affirmations or these kind, compassionate wishes we will say to other people, including ourselves, and then wish that out to the entire world. So if you have any distractions, or if you find that your mind is really wandering, just know that's natural and normal. It's totally okay. And if it happens, just notice it without needing to judge, without needing to identify, and just simply return the attention back to the object of focus. And in this case, it will be the creative visualization of visualizing loved ones, and then these phrases. And you might have to do that again and again, but just know that's okay, and that is indeed part of the practice. So this practice is a really beautiful way to release anxiety, stress, and it's also a beautiful way to cultivate compassion and love for ourselves and other people around us. So without further ado, thanks again for joining. I will leave you a moment to get settled into a comfortable position so we can practice together. And like Krista said at the end, we'll have some moments to do a Q&A period. So if you have any questions, please feel free. So if you would like to lay down for this, you can lay down, you can sit in a chair. And if you're seated in a chair, I recommend having your feet flat on the ground so you feel grounded. Having a straight spine. If you're seated cross-legged, if you have a cushion or even a yoga block to stick under your sit bones or your hips, or just a little bit higher than your legs crossed on the ground, it's just better for your alignment. And it's easier to sit for a period of time in this way. But ultimately, whatever feels comfortable for you is absolutely perfect. So just give you a moment to get settled in. And just know with meditation, mindfulness, and compassion, we are learning to cultivate this sense of love and kindness and care to whatever we experience, either in our daily life or in our practice today. So whatever emotions arise, whatever distractions arise, whatever is happening is okay. We're greeting it with this sense of compassion. Okay, so hopefully you've situated to a comfortable position, making sure to have your spine straight, maybe even doing a nice shoulder roll up and down, maybe rocking your head gently side to side. And I'd like you to frame this as if you are about to give yourself this beautiful gift. Meditation is such a beautiful gift of self-care and compassion to ourselves. So really just setting this up as if we are really giving ourselves this great gift and honoring and thanking ourselves for that. And so just taking a moment to settle in, settling into your environment, settling into your posture, and settling into your body. If you'd like to close your eyes, please feel free. If you'd like your eyes open, just make sure to have a soft gaze, just about a foot in front of you so you're not distracted. And just taking a moment now to really free yourself of any thoughts of the past, plans for later, just allowing them to gently drift away. And just reminding yourself that it is safe to let the thoughts go just for now. And I will ring the sound of the sound bowl, which will signify the beginning of our practice together. And I'd like you to follow the sound and the vibrations to their natural end. And let's begin to deepen the breath. So let's take a nice, conscious, deep breath in, filling up as much as you possibly can. And then exhaling, sigh it all out your mouth. Just letting everything go. And again, filling up and really noticing, feeling your body expand, your belly rise, chest expand as you take in this oxygen. Exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Not being afraid to make a little noise here, just letting everything go. And again, filling up with gratitude for this life-giving oxygen that we have an unlimited supply of. Exhaling with gratitude for the ability to release, to let go, to surrender. Let's take one more nice last deep breath in all together, letting this be the biggest breath of the day. Exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Just let it go, let it go. And then bring the breath back to its natural rhythm. Let's just begin to release tension in the body in a very mindful way. So relaxing the forehead muscles, releasing the brow bone and the space in between the brows. Relaxing the mouth, so maybe releasing the tongue to the bottom of the mouth, maybe gently parting the lips, just letting everything go. And then notice if you are clenching at the jaw, and if you are, just softly release the jaw. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the legs and feet. And just scanning your body one last time just to see if there's any residual tension, anything calling your attention today, and you can just gently invite your body to rest. And just reminding yourself that it is safe to let go just for now. And then beginning to guide the awareness to the natural rhythm of the breath just for a few moments. And no need to fix or change the breath. However you are breathing today is perfect. And we're just noticing where we feel the breath as it moves in and out of our bodies. So feel the belly rise and fall, the chest expand and contract. Maybe feeling the air move in and out of your nostrils. And so I invite you now to bring to mind a loved one, someone that you care very deeply about, someone who the love is easy. Maybe a family member, a friend, a coworker, a mentor. Maybe someone that's been very kind to you, helped you out a lot in life. And you can even invite this person to sit in front of you. And just taking a moment to imagine this person, really take them in. So noticing their facial features, maybe noticing the sound of their voice or their laugh, noticing their smile and a twinkle in their eye. And maybe just thinking about all their good qualities and how grateful you are to have them in your life. And as you begin to think and see this person, you can also let yourself become aware of the struggles and sorrows that they carry, that the challenges they may have in life. And as all human beings, they carry this measure of struggle and pain and difficulties. And just let yourself be aware of that. And just noticing how naturally the heart of compassion opens. And you can offer this person these well wishes, these words of compassion, either silently in your mind or out loud. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrows be eased. And may you live with a peaceful heart. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrows be eased. And may you live with a peaceful heart. And just noticing how naturally the heart opens to this natural care and love. And begin to imagine that all of your loved ones are standing in front of you. All of your family members, your friends, coworkers, mentors, maybe even pets and animals. And just imagine that they are all standing in front of you, looking at you, gazing at you lovingly. And that they, as they look at you, then they realize that you have your own measure of pain and struggles and difficulties. And they all wish that you may be held in compassion, that your pain and sorrows be eased, and that you may live with a peaceful heart. And so just imagining that all of these loved ones, all of these beings, they're so grateful to have you in their life. And they wish you words of compassion. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrows be eased. And may you live with a peaceful heart. And as your heart begins to open with this great heart of compassion, you realize that you can wish yourself these words of compassion, as if you've wished all of your loved ones these compassionate words. You too can wish yourself as if you were your own loved one, your own friend. You can say these phrases silently in your mind or out loud. May I be held in compassion. May my pain and sorrows be eased. And may I live with a peaceful heart. May I be held in compassion. May my pain and sorrows be eased. And may I live with a peaceful heart. And then offering up our practice now to all beings, all animals, all plants, all human beings, young, old, maybe beings that are scared and sick in this moment. And we can offer all of these beings across the entire planet that they all may be held in compassion. That all beings' pain and sorrows be eased. And may all beings live with a peaceful heart. May all beings be held in compassion. May all beings' pain and sorrows be eased. And may all beings live with a peaceful heart. And beginning to guide the attention now back to the breath, back to the body breathing. And just taking a moment now to really honor and thank yourself for carving out this time for self-care and peace. So let's take one more nice last deep breath in all together to seal in our practice today. So breathing in, filling up. Exhale, sigh out your mouth. Before opening your eyes, just introduce some gentle movement to the body. So wiggling the fingers of the toes, taking a nice stretch overhead. Maybe rocking the shoulders back and forth or the head gently side to side. And I'm going to ring the sound of the sound bowl, which will signify the end of our practice today, and just follow the sound to its natural end. And you can gently blink your eyes open to the space. And then gently opening your eyes up to the space, taking in your surroundings. And I thank you so very much for meditating with me today. I'm so honored and grateful to be your guide. And know that your open-heartedness to joining today is such a great gift that this world truly needs right now. So I honor you so very deeply for your practice today. Thank you again, Krista and the Nevins Library, for having me. And please let me know if anyone has any questions.
Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. That was
Thank you.
wonderful. Do we have some time for questions, do you think, Amy?
I have some time if you do. I know we only have 2
Okay.
minutes probably for you, but if you want, I can stay on. It's totally fine.
Okay. We'd love to thank you. You're getting some thank yous here from some of our participants. So yep, many thank yous. Many thank yous.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to mention a few things and then maybe we can take some questions. I just wanted to mention that you do need to sign up for each week that you're going to be attending. So we will be meeting again next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. I apologize for the technical glitches. Hopefully we'll be able to see Amy that night and we won't have the glitch at the beginning. So please join us, but you do need to sign up to get the link for next week. And next week, I believe the topic will be Amy's self-love.
Yes.
I think is what you'll be focusing on for our meditation.
Yes.
Also, we are going to be at the end of this session when we do leave. We think you'll get a little survey from us, just a little 3-question survey, just asking if there are any other topics or anything that the library can do to help you, especially with your wellness and health and our mental well-being, especially during this continuing time of COVID. So please, if you get that little survey pops up, please just take a moment to answer it. And now, does anybody have any questions tonight? You can put them in the chat or the Q&A we prefer the chat. It's a little easier to monitor. But so if you would do that, we'd be happy to answer anything. Brenna, can you join us, Brenna? Brenna's going to be monitoring the chat.
I am here as well, and people can raise their hand too if they use the raise hand feature, and then I can allow them to talk.
Yes, if you'd like to actually ask your question to Amy. If you go into the little, I think the raise hand feature is in the little dots at the top of your picture.
Okay. It looks like Michelle.
Somebody asked.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead, Brenna.
Is 15 minutes fine or longer is better?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you, Michelle. That's a really wonderful question. So it really depends. So, meditation is could look like so many things, and it's not a one size fit all. So it really is depending on how you feel. So they say, and this is to working up to this point, but so, don't be daunted by this, but general terms is if you can, meditate 20 minutes in the morning and then 20 minutes at night. However, any amount of meditation is useful and good and beneficial, especially if it makes you feel good. So I would just really become curious about what feels good for you. You know, there's some days where I can only get in a 2-minute or a 5-minute meditation, and that for me is everything. So it's totally fine. And it's really, you know, whatever feels good for you.
Okay. And now we have Laura Walta, who would like to ask a question. Go ahead, Laura.
I was just wondering if you practice yoga as well, Amy.
I do. Yeah. And what I really love about it is well, yoga is really a moving meditation for me anyway. So I
Yeah.
do the yoga what matches my body, my postures to my breath. And I find when I'm doing yoga before I meditate, meditation is a lot easier for me. So yeah, I do practice yoga, even if it's just a couple movements that, you know, if you don't have time to do a yoga routine, even a couple cat cows where you're matching your breath to your body and releasing those thoughts is a really helpful to do right before you meditate. Thank you for that question.
Actually, just to add too, since we're on the topic of that, the next mindful packets are actually going to have some movement techniques in them.
Beautiful.
And Deborah Blood. Go ahead, Deborah.
Deb, you're still muted, Deb.
Okay, there I am. I'm
We hear you
sorry.
now, Deb.
Okay, great. I came late because I forgot that this was
problem.
going on tonight, but I did catch the lovely, harmonious voice that instructed, and that is so important. I practice yoga too, and I was just doing yoga when I suddenly remembered that this was on, so I switched from yoga to this. But that is a very useful tip, is to, you know, to do the meditation before the yoga to really fine tune the the movements. I find yoga is very, very relaxing, and it helps me stay focused. My yoga instructor gave us a video that I have watched religiously every day and practiced every day since it was the week before COVID had started. And this has truly, truly been so positive and helpful to me during this time, living alone with my dog. And, you know, so yeah, thank you for mentioning the yoga and the question about yoga practice, along with the breathing and meditation. I do breathing a lot, especially when I have stressful times, whether I'm being examined at the doctor's or something, or if I had to have a procedure. So I imagine both, you know, the breathing, the yoga techniques inside the head, and the meditation would be really useful to all. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I will be on time next week.
Deborah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing that with everyone. I know a lot of people could probably learn and relate as well. So I really want to honor you, and for also doing a really good job at doing your self-care practices. It's really amazing. So good job.
All right. And then there's a question in the chat from Michelle DiPietro. Is certain lighting better?
I like to have the lights dimmed for me, or sometimes, you know, people like to put a piece of fabric over their eyes, or, you know, an eye mask. It's a little more soothing to the nervous system. However, I do like to meditate in the sun on the beach. So it really just, it depends. Again, it's one of those things where you just try what's good for you. You know, you have to figure out what makes you feel really happy and really at peace and really good. And just try, you know, all the things that you can try, I think is really important with meditation, because there's so many tools that you can use. There's so many different kinds. traditions. There's so many, you know, tools you can use in addition to that as well, like turning the lights down low and using aromatherapy, using a yoga class before you know. So I think it's really important for me to say this, that you know, like I said, it's not one size fits all. So you have to be, you are like the greatest discoverer, really. Or there's this one saying, it's like, you are the greatest, oh shoot, what is it? I'll just leave it at that, is you are the greatest discoverer, you are your greatest, what's the word? Okay, we'll go with discoverer.
A guide to your own practice, perhaps.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are your own master.
Yes, that's a good one. I had a quick question. We were talking today in a group of our staff about, and the topic of insomnia came up. And last week, I know you mentioned it would be really good to meditate before bed. That works for a lot of people. Are there any other things you can mention about people who suffer with insomnia?
Yeah, I actually suffer from insomnia myself, and I know how horrible it could be. And before my meditation, especially, was just, you know, you're just, it's a very, it could be very panic and anxiety inducing, especially when you're about to fall asleep. So what I've learned from my own practices is that I will try to meditate, you know, but something that's really helped me is journaling. So before I go to sleep, I will like just free associate, not judge myself, and literally get everything out of my brain onto the page. And that's really healing for me. And I feel like I can move forward, and like, it's almost like I can take a sigh of relief. Like the whole day is just like, whatever was bothering me is just like out of my brain onto the page. Then what I'll do is I'll write at least 10 things, or you can do, you know, whatever you want, but I do at least 10 things of what I'm grateful for the day. So that feeling, that emotion, that feeling of gratitude and joy can shift you out of that fear set mind really quickly. And so I'll write, you know, what I'm grateful for, even if it's something as little as, you know, the fact that I have shelter, or the fact that I felt the sunshine on my face today, or saw a bird flying by. So I'll do that. And then what I do is I take lavender essential oil, and I mean, make sure that it's, if you have pets, make sure it's pet safe, and also make sure it's the kind that you can like actually put on your body. You might need a carrier oil in some cases, and also make sure it's organic, of course, if you're going to put it on your body. But I put, I'll put a couple of drops on my hands and rub it together and put it on each of my feet. So you absorb the oil better and faster that way when you put it on the bottoms of your feet. So that's what I do. And then I also sometimes put a little bit at the temples, and then at my third eye point, I'll put that oil. And then what I'll do is I'll listen to either positive affirmations or a guided meditation, a sleep meditation. And what I also really love is I gave the resource of, it's a free app called the Insight Timer app. I will do, it's called Yoga Nidra. It's yoga and then Nidra. So Yoga Nidra, and it's like a very slow, in-depth body scan, kind of like what we did today, where we relax different parts of our body, but this is like each individual little piece. And this helps me sleep within like 10 minutes, and I have a really hard time sleeping. So all these tools combined have really helped me to move out of that insomnia. And then the one that I use on the Insight Timer is called Bone Deep Sleep by Jennifer Piercy. And I think it's PIERCE, CY, excuse me. But you can just look up Yoga Nidra on, you know, YouTube, or you know, they probably have it on a lot of the apps. So that's what really helps me. I hope that's helpful.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
I think that is a good one. Laura Walter also mentioned that, you know, about the body scanning and so forth. So, and Brenna just posted the Yoga Nidra, a link to that.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Brenna. You're awesome.
So again, we're going to put put together a page, link to our website with all these various things, including these sessions. So Amy, we want to thank you again for joining us this evening. It was wonderful. We're looking forward, all of us are looking forward again to next week, next Wednesday evening, and joining you again for a meditation that will be focused on self-love, which I think all of us can use a little bit of. So, so thank you so much. And I think we'll close it out for this evening. And I wish you all a happy, healthy, and calm meditative week. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Many blessings.